Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm Damon Bruce. Glad to have you with us. Monday Hoops coming up. It'll be Al Jefferson and the Utah Jazz facing off against Josh Smith and the Atlanta Hawks. And now off to Phillips Arena with our crew of Kevin, Clark, and Steve who are ready for the call.
It's the NBA on 2K Sports. Hello, everyone. Great to have you with us. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr. And now, presented by State Farm, we take a look at the matchups for a tip-off coming up moments from now. First for the Jazz, Mo Williams out there at 4. And playing at the center position, the premier low-post weapon out of Prentice, Mississippi, Big Al Jefferson. And it's Hayward, and it's Millsap in at the 4. And looking at the Hawks, Teague and Lou Williams are the backcourt. And holding down the middle, a tremendously hard-working and versatile big man out of the Dominican Republic, Al Horford. Then there's Kyle Korver, and it's Smith in at the 4 slot.
You know, the Jazz have always been known as a strong team at home, but the opposite can be said for when they hit the road. Just ugly at times for them away from Salt Lake City.
There's the bucket, good.
And that's a nice way for his team to get started.
Yeah, really nice start for his team to get out in front here.
Williams with the ball, picked up by Teague, beyond the arc, and Mo Williams hits from deep. Williams has got himself on the board with 3 there. Back to the Jazz, it is especially hard for them because they're such a young team, and if you get down, rattled on the road, Steve, you know it, I mean, it's unforgiving.
Yeah, that's why they ended up with that 11-22 road record, Kevin. They've gained experience, though, and with a lot of young talent, I would think moving forward they're going to fare better and better as they grow as a unit.
On defense, Atlanta, Maurice Williams letting it go from 3. Millsap a screen on Teague. And that one's good, Millsap.
He took advantage of that pick, and he did the rest, knocking down the J.
Here's the Hawks with the ball. It's a 3-point game. Passes it to Teague. Got a piece of it. Jefferson against Horford. Williams. Shot, high post. Shot's good.
Soft defense right there. Way too soft.
Here's Williams.
And Lewis Williams last season became the first bench player to lead his team in scoring since Del Curry, Steph's dad, who did it back in the 93-94 season for Charlotte. How about that accomplishment?
Now here's Jefferson working on Horford. It's Jefferson with the drive. Here's Millsap. 3 on the clock, and it's Jefferson laying it in. Jefferson's got his first bucket of the night.
Excellent job carving out space under the glass to make that putback possible.
Williams kicks to Teague. Smith, Millsap covering. He feeds it to Korver. Back to Teague. 6 to shoot. Horford sets a screen for Teague. Korver, 3-pointer. That's good, and so Teague with the assist. Korver's got 5 now. And going back to Lewis Williams last season, the best he's played by far.
And Kevin, he was especially tough in the clutch, I thought. You look at his numbers down the stretch, and whether it was field goal percentage getting to the line, he was at his best when the pressure was at its highest.
And Voigt kicks to Jefferson. And again, it's Utah.
Smart. Use that big height advantage. Get the shot off.
Well, it's hard to put a big man on him, Steve, that far from the hoop. I mean, he's versatile.
Now here's Teague. 1:58 left to play in the first quarter. Out to Smith. And there's the 3-second violation.
There's Tyrone Corbin in his second season as head coach of the Jazz. Before that, he'd spent 7 years as an assistant coach in Utah.
Looking at who's out there now for the Hawks. Pachulia, who's checked in for Horford. Ivan Johnson comes in for Josh Smith. Deshaun Stevenson, who's checked in for Lou Williams. Devin Harris subbed in for Jeff Teague. Here's Harris after Al Jefferson scored. Just over 3.5 minutes gone here in the first. Johnson. And Derek Favors pulls it down. Jazz leading by 4. Clark, their offense has been great here.
Yeah, I love the way they've looked. Really strong and together.
Yeah, and very aggressive, too. Keeping the defense off balance with their ball movement. I like the way they look.
Going back to Tyrone Corbin, 16-year journeyman career as a player in the NBA. Played for 10 teams in all, the Utah Jazz among them.
Yeah, 3 years in Utah. He was always known as kind of a grinder. You know, every coach loved him because he played so hard. And, you know, those qualities, I think, translate well to the coaching ranks. Corbin knows how hard it is to compete in the NBA, and he knows how hard it is to win. And so he's trying to put his guys in the best position to have success, and I think they really respect him for that.
So it's Utah now after the basket by Atlanta. And good on the basket. Book it.
He may not be their top three-point option, guys, but you still got to cover him. I mean, you got to defend him in some form or fashion.
Harris outside. Harris right side. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Well, probably the right play defensively. If you can't get the block, send him to the free throw line. Don't give him an easy 2.
No easy buckets inside. Force free throws and work to keep them out of the lane next time around.
And Harris drops them both. 19 seconds left in the first quarter. Williams passes to Hayward. The tray. And again, it's the Jazz from deep. Here we go with Lewis Williams. For 3, there's the block. The offense coming free and easy as we wrap up the first quarter. Jazz lead by 6. And back with the start of the second quarter in just a moment. All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And taking a look at the Jazz performance here, Clark, Steve, what have you been seeing? What have they been doing or not doing?
Solid first quarter for this club. They came out strong, and they put together some nice momentum here.
Steve, I like the looks they've gotten on offense. A lot of good ones.
Williams with the ball, picked up by Teague, and that one's good. Williams has got the opening field goal of the second quarter for the Jazz.
And did you see the pick there? Got him wide open all the way to the rim.
Another year in the playoffs for the Hawks, but also another year of coming up short for them. They took the Celtics to 6 games, but couldn't get it done in the end, even though they had home court advantage.
And Doris Burke has a report for us from the sideline.
Well, the Hawks have found a diamond in the rough in Ivan Johnson, an undrafted 28-year-old rookie last season. Coach Larry Drew said, I like the energy he brings. He plays hard. He goes after the ball. He plays with physicality. I don't know if he looks for accolades. Whenever I show him some love for how he's played, he just takes it in stride like, that's what I do. Kevin, the young guy has plenty of confidence.
And he does. Thank you, Doris.
Well, he's a player who knows his game. I mean, he's a physical enforcer type guy, and he makes no apologies for it.
Back to the Hawks and Celtics. Just a great matchup in the first round, but the Hawks fans had been hoping for a little bit more, Steve, and it didn't come to fruition.
Well, this is a franchise that historically has just not been able to get over the hump. You know, they've been good, but not great. And they're kind of stuck in that space right now. You know, can they make that next step? We'll see.
Looking at who's out there now for the Hawks. Al Horford is checked in for Pachulia. Korver comes in for Ivan Johnson. Rashawn Stevenson, he's checked in for Lou Williams. And Devin Harris subbed in for Jeff Teague.
Well, Kyle Korver is going to do one thing better than just about anybody in the league, and that's shoot the three-point ball. He's got unlimited range, beautiful stroke, and you have to respect his range as a defense.
He just makes it look so easy, too, when he shoots. He'll be almost statuesque, but each and every time he fires from deep, he hits it.
Carving them up inside there, Kevin. I mean, the defense has been vulnerable in there.
Yeah, that's 3 straight field goals in the paint area. That's really good offense.
Now here is Harris. Feeds to Horford. Goes right up. It's rebounded by Derek Favors.
What a tough year it was for Al Horford last season. Torn pectoral muscle in his chest, missed most of the season. At a time, really, when he was emerging into one of the best power forwards in the NBA.
Here's Tinsley. They lead by 8. That's the biggest of the game. We're just over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Harris dishes to Smith. Back to Harris. Over Williams. Harris missing again. And going back to that injury for Horford. The day prior, the center, Kwame Brown, had the very same injury.
Yeah, and it's not an injury you see very often, the torn pec muscle. So in consecutive days, guys perhaps were thinking about why did that and how did that happen, and being superstitious may have increased the arm stretches. Too little, too late from the deep. Give him credit for trying anyway.
Great job he did getting through him and up to the rim.
Yeah, now that was aggressive, and that's exactly what I like to see.
The Atlanta making some changes. Lou Williams has checked in for Stevenson. And it's Teague in for Devin Harris. The Jazz also changing it up. Al Jefferson's checked in for Favors. Hayward comes in for Marvin Williams. And Mo Williams subbed in for Jamal Tinsley. Left side Williams. And in the second quarter, a little under 3.5 minutes played already. And stolen by Jeff Teague. With the lead pass. Korver kicks to Smith. 18 feet away and he knocks it down. Smith's got his second bucket of the night. Jazz leading by 8.
You know, one of the interesting parts of that Monte Ellis-Andrew Bogut deal was that the Jazz are actually in line to receive the Warriors' first-round pick. It was protected through 7. And so Golden State, part of the deal with Ellis leaving and Bogut being hurt was that the Warriors thought they might lose enough games to actually retain that pick. But they didn't know that, you know, going in one way or the other, how that would work out.
Here's what Atlanta's going with right now. Pachulia comes in for Al Horford. And it's Ivan Johnson in for Kyle Korver. Williams with the ball, and Burks picks him up defensively. A shot by Williams, no good. Yeah, you know, Steve, Jazz fans everywhere because very interested in that Warrior, last handful of games of the regular season. Hope they would, win enough where the Jazz would get that pick.
The Jazz ended up, Kevin, losing that pick, but they'll get it back eventually.
The feed to Smith. That's good. Smith's got 6 points in the quarter.
He's really starting to ramp it up now, getting involved in the offense here after being held without a point in the first.
Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. Williams against Teague. Williams passes to Jefferson. Out of bounds, Atlanta will take possession. Both teams will make substitutions. 17 seconds left here in the second. Harris kicks to Johnson. He kicks it to Stevenson. Takes the 3. That is good. Stevenson's got 5. Outside Williams. It went right down as the buzzer sounded.
Well, I tell you what, I don't know how he has the poise to make that shot look so easy.
Yep, and that's the most exciting play in basketball, guys. The buzzer beater. Unbelievable.
The clock runs out, and we're heading to halftime. Jazz out in front. They lead by 11. And get ready now for the Sprint Halftime Show with Damon Bruce. The second half will be coming up right after that on 2K Sports.
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
This is 2K Sports. I hope your week is off to a good start on this Monday. Utah with the lead against Atlanta. And from outside, you couldn't shoot it much better than this. They are scorching hot from beyond the arc. Mo Williams, Mo Betta. No secret he can carry the team with his offense. It's been a disappointment, though, for the Hawks so far. Hard to find a lot to like about their performance so far. They'll need to pay much better attention in the second half to the details. The details. Devin Harris not looking good so far. An embarrassing stat for him as he comes to the break. No shots made from the floor. That's all we've got here. Now, back to Kevin, Steve, Clark, and Doris for the second half.
Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just about to get going here in what has been so far a runaway game. Maurice Williams having a dominant impact in this game.
Yeah, the points have really come in bunches for him so far, and not really a surprise because you know exactly what he can do.
Well, he's been in the groove all game long, Steve, and not too many hiccups in regards to his shooting, but we also have come to expect this from him, so we're not surprised by it.
Now here's Millsap. Can't get it to go. Excellent defense there from Smith.
Well, you know what, guys? Josh Smith is a tremendous athlete. I don't think any of us would question that. He's strong enough to bang inside, quick enough to defend on the perimeter, and quite honestly, he's one of the most explosive bouncers we have in the game. I mean, he really can elevate.
And it's Foy missing. The Hawks trail by 11. Korver dishes to T. He's against Williams, and there's the call on Gordon Hayward. That is his first foul of the game.
First team foul.
Millsap with the steal.
Clever, crafty defense. He saw that pass coming before it was even made.
Second half of basketball, just over a minute played so far.
And talking about Josh Smith, you know, defensively, guys, he's really elite. I mean, he can block shots, he can get in the passing lanes, he rebounds, got those long arms. And then in transition, if he gets out and runs, I mean, forget about it. One of the deadliest finishers in the game.
Horford, no luck.
Changing sides didn't seem to help them at all, huh, guys? They've missed their first 3 shots in the third quarter.
Jefferson passing to Williams. They double him with Horford. Williams kicks to Hayward. And stolen by Jeff Teague. Fast break, the Hawks. Williams is running. Back to Teague. Rebound, Utah.
You know, Atlanta's an interesting sports town, guys. It's kind of a transient town. A lot of people who have moved, you know, maybe from New York or Chicago. So you don't have the passionate fan base down there that you might expect. And that's hurt them, I think, over the years. They haven't had the same gate receipts as some of the other big market teams. And that's been tougher to deal with.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting the lid off the basket so far.
And Foy kicks to Williams. Williams gets a screen from Jefferson. Down low, it's stolen by Smith. A little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the third. The Hawks again can't hit. And it's not just the Hawks, but with all Atlanta teams, Falcons and Braves, they have a hard time selling games out there when it isn't, Clark, a playoff situation.
And it's really unfortunate, Kevin, for the Hawks, as they've become one of the tougher and more consistent teams in the East over the last half-decade or so. I mean, they play some really good basketball down in Atlanta. You would think the fans would appreciate that.
A nice shot by Teague.
And they got exactly what they wanted against that defense.
And the Hawks will go for a different look here. Pachulia, he's checked in for Horford. Ivan Johnson comes in for Josh Smith. Deshaun Stevenson, he's checked in for Lou Williams. Devin Harris subbed in for Jeff Teague. Now here's Williams. He's got 15. It's Jefferson with the drive. Plenty of room around him, and it's good. Jefferson's got 8 points.
Man, they have a huge advantage in points in the paint. Look at that.
Oh, and this defense is getting pushed around a bit too much for my liking. They're just not competing at a high enough level here.
Harris against Williams. Off the screen, Harris misses.
You know, Gordon Hayward's outside shooting has been kind of a mystery. One season he'll be lights out, the next he'll struggle. We saw the same thing for him when he was at Butler. A bit hot and cold. If he gets consistency with that jump shot, watch out.
You saw him in the Final Four a couple times.
Yep.
Now here's Jefferson after Devin Harris's miss. Just 3 to shoot. Jefferson's shot is off. The Hawks trail by 13. That's good. And Steve, going back to Hayward, his three-point shooting alternates year by year, beginning in 2009 as a rookie and ending this past season up and down and all over the place. It's tough, at least right now, for him to get that consistency with that long shot.
Yeah, he needs to be more consistent, for sure, Kevin. But remember, when he came into the NBA out of Butler, shooting was really not his game. He was more of a ball handler and a passer, but shooting is something that every player can improve upon. When you practice, and as you go on in your career, generally you get better and better.
The Hawks shooting their third and fourth free throw shots of the night.
Well, and they were 74% free throw shooting as a team last year, so those numbers could come up.
And that just has to improve, guys. I mean, the free throw shooting is something that has to get better. You're immediately putting yourself at a disadvantage when you shoot that poorly from the line.
The kick out to Williams. Nailed from three-point land. Williams has got 5 now.
They didn't get a chance to knock one down in the first, but the defense left him a look, and he nailed it. He'll make them pay when he's open.
It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Williams dishes to 4. Launches a 3, but they recover it.
Well, second chance points are going to be key. They've got to keep this team off the boards.
And Steve, any slip-ups boxing out can really cost you there.
And that's it for the third quarter. Both teams scoring well as we head to the fourth. Jazz lead by 9. And coming up as soon as we return from break, the fourth quarter gets underway. Hello and thanks for joining us, folks. The fourth quarter of play should begin momentarily. Now, let's check in with Doris Burke for the Sprite Uncontainable Game. Doris?
And Kevin, for that great stretch the Jazz put together, they get the Uncontainable Game Award. It was their strong play on both ends of the court that got them here, with their best stretch coming in the second period. They'll look to repeat that in the fourth.
Okay, Doris, thanks. That scoring run, guys, was pretty key in this game so far, don't you think?
Yeah, very much so, Kevin. I mean, that was like a runaway train there for a while. No stopping them. That really blew the game open.
Well, you bet it did. I mean, when you've got one team in such terrific offensive rhythm and the other guys on their back feet, tentative, hesitant, it almost always leads to runs like that.
Here's Tinsley, following the score by Josh Smith. Favors with a screen on Teague. Inside to Favors. That's in there. Tinsley with the assist. And the Jazz lead by 9.
Well done, finishing that one off.
Now here's Williams. There's the pick. Pass to Smith. Shot off the screen, and it's good. Assisting on the play was Williams. That's 10 points for Smith.
I think he's done his part to try to keep him in this game. It's been a solid effort from him, guys.
Here's Tinsley. Teague covering. Now Tinsley. Dishes to Favors. And he finishes nicely on the layup. Favors has got 4 points now in the quarter.
Well, they haven't been getting lit up from outside here. All the points they're giving up are from in close. They've got to offer more resistance.
Yeah, defense has to get better, Clark. They've got to body up, bump somebody, get physical, force the action back out to the perimeter.
And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Guys, well, Larry Drew had some advice for his team over that last break. He is not pleased with the score and implored them to try to make a push right now, saying, "We don't have time, fellas. If we can't make a dent soon, I'll have to pull the plug." Pretty blunt, Kevin. Back to you.
Here's Horford after the made shot from Mo Williams. Outside Teague. 5 on the clock. And it's good with time running down on the shot clock.
He is always so in control, guys, even when he's going hard to the hoop. Very skilled finisher.
Teague against Williams. Teague on the double team. Here's Favors. Good, and it's Williams who picks up the assist.
They are in attack mode right now. That's 10 straight points, guys, all coming inside the paint.
And Steve, if I'm them, I'd keep going right to the heart of that defense like they have been until they do something about it. If they don't offer resistance, take everything you can get in there.
Smith. Basket is good. The assist from Harris. That's 12 points for Smith. Utah calls timeout. Drew Williams is checked in for Jeff Teague. And a switcher also for Utah. Millsap's checked in. Jazz leading by 9. Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation. Too long in the paint, and he's hit with a 3-second violation.
And you have to love watching him play, Kevin. He goes out night in and night out with the belief that he can make any play possible. He's got that tremendous confidence, and he's fearless late in games. He tries to get the defender back on their heels and then rise up and shoot over the top.
And the other thing about Mo is if he gets a few to drop early, you're going to be in trouble all game long. I mean, he doesn't need much time or space to get that hot hand firing. And if you don't get in his face early, he can hurt you.
Now, the offensive efficiency has been really important. I think that's been the difference.
Well, you know, I think it's pretty simplistic, but it does oftentimes come down to this, making shots. And that's what they've done.
And it's Smith.
Oh, my goodness. What a huge play.
You know, that's something he's capable of every trip down.
And it's just impossible to get tired of.
Yeah, there's always this excitement, this aura that surrounds him, guys, and the crowd senses it.
That was a nice replay, brought to you by Sprite. Now here's Williams for 3. Hayward, good. Great play by Williams to set it up. Hayward's got 5 points in the quarter.
Well, he did a nice job of getting himself into just enough of an open area to find that spot for his shot.
Here's Williams. And that one's good.
That's grace over power, guys. That finger roll gets him 2 points. Impressive stuff.
Williams against Harris. There's 1:17 left in the fourth quarter.
Oh, how about that basketball, man?
Beautiful.
Wow.
Looking to close this game out strong here.
Yeah, this one will be put away if they can get just a few more buckets. They can put it on ice.
Now here is Harris. There's the pass to Williams. No good. The Jazz go the other way with it.
He just can't get a good feel for his shot at this point. That's one of the reasons they're losing.
Williams with the ball. Kicks it to Hayward. The 3. And again, it's the Jazz from deep.
Yeah, that should definitely do it. Now it's starting to get out of hand.
Yeah, they're not just running to the finish line. They're running through the finish line right here. They're piling it on a bit.
Now here is Harris. And the basket by Horford. The Jazz have gotten all 8 of their shots in the fourth quarter to drop. Truly remarkable. Outside Williams. And so it's Utah easily grabbing the win. You know, Clark, every team has a bad night. These guys might want to watch the tape of this game the next time they have a bad night to remind themselves how dominant they can be.
Well, this is one of those dream-like games for a coach.
And that'll do it for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke. This is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. And now we present the Jordan Player of the Game, Mo Williams.